Welcome back to our Friday conversation, where we explore different aspects of Second Presbyterian Church. Today we're joined again by Pastor Philomena, and we will learn more about the interim process. Currently, in the interim process, we have hired our interim pastor, who is Pastor Philomena.
I am here as someone who have been trained to assist in the interim process. One may ask, what does it mean? Interim pastor comes in to bridge the gap and prepare the congregation to transition into calling a permanent pastor. One of the roles as an interim pastor is to help the congregation to identify their identity, their mission and vision of the church. And so I will be leading and guiding as we bring the history of the church together to refine the mission and the purpose of where the congregation wants to go 5 to 10 years from now. The congregation, by doing so, will be able to be empowered by the leadership that they appoint to help in this process. We will begin with mission study, where we study the history of the church. We also find the ways in which the pastor that we are calling will be attracted to the congregation here at Second Pres. And also, it is a time for renewal, a spiritual renewal, as well as renew our connection with the presbytery, where we can get resources about things that will guide in the mission study. This mission study has not taken place here for over 26 years. And so it will be a time for renewal, a time to prepare our hearts and minds and what exactly we are looking for the church when we want to call a pastor. One of the things that we will first do is we will ask for volunteers that will look into the historical archives of Second Presbyterian Church. There we may find what the church is interested in doing. What are some of the activities, mission work, stewardship work, finances, and above all, where do we want the church faith to go from here? Between the time the new pastor is called and the time they begin to be familiarized with the pastor that is being called. It is a process. And so it's not going to be done in a month, in 2 months. Sometimes it can take up to 18 months for the process to be complete. But through that, once the mission study is completed, gathering all the community information, what exactly is going on and all other things, then we will call for people to volunteer to be part of the pastor nominating committee, or what is usually called PNC. That is another process. So the whole transitional time, it's not only looking at what we want to call, what we want to do. It is also a time for us to look into the gift that we each have as members of this church. What can we bring, not just for our own purpose, but the purpose of the kingdom of God? There is a lot for us to learn. There is a lot for us to pray about it. So I will encourage you to keep praying and not give up so soon when you don't get the messages or the information that you're looking for. There will be a time when we gather for Friday conversation that I will be able to map up where we are with the process. So in the meantime,
right now we are about to enter the mission study, correct, Philomena?
Yes.
We're getting ready. We're gathering volunteers to work on that mission study.
And this mission study, once again, requires your gift that is necessary to gather all this information. We will be able to come out with a model that will be attractive and will define where we are in this community, that will define the purpose of God's mission in this community. And that is what we will need, each one of you, not just your prayers, but your talents and your gifts to go on with this study.
So if you feel called to be involved in the mission study, they could contact you at the church office, call the
Yes,
church office, or email you.
you can either call the church office or email to let us know of your interest and the part that you want to play in this mission study.
So if you feel so moved, please contact the church office, 989-792-1023, or email Pastor Philomena if you would like to be involved in the mission study and help this church move forward in that process.
Together, we are called to serve God with our gifts and talents. We are each a role model for God's kingdom. Thanks for joining us today. Stay tuned for next Friday.
We'll see you then.